Hi everyone, welcome to Code Kamka's YouTube channel. I hope everybody are doing good. In this video, we will be discussing about how to register or configure or connect a runner to GitHub Actions. So I brought a simple sample schematic diagram. So here, this is my GitHub like in a web console, and here I have rendered one virtual machine in AWS cloud. So the flavor of it, Linux distribution is Ubuntu. So our requirement that this server has to connect to this GitHub Actions CI/CD tool as a runner, and after that, we can enable all our workflows, or we can run all our pipelines. So that's our requirement, and uh, so we need to enable this task by integrating server as a runner to GitHub Actions, and accordingly we can run all our workflows. So stay tuned till this video, and if you like my explanation, I request you to like, share, subscribe to Code Kamkaja. So now I'm going to GitHub Actions console. So this is my GitHub Actions console, and this is my registry. Our registry name is runner itself. And if I would like to configure a new self-hosted runner to GitHub Actions, so I should come to the settings, and I have to come to this actions drop down and runners. So from here, I can click on the new self-hosted runner as a green button. If I click on this, so GitHub Actions has been giving few commands based on your image of your virtual machine. So it can be your Windows, it can be Linux, it can be Mac OS, and if it is giving you the feature on flexibility of architecture level also. So it is giving command based, like based on your x64 and ARM architecture. So accordingly, you can choose which one you would like to have and which one your virtual machine does supports. So in my case, I have rented one virtual machine instead of the AWS cloud provider, and I name it as a runner, and this is my IP address. So currently it has been running on this particular cloud shell. So now our requirement that we should connect this runner to GitHub Actions, and this server to GitHub Actions as a runner, and we should make a connection between these two things, and we need to enable all the services or connections between this. So for that, we need to head back to the this one GitHub console. So GitHub Action itself is giving a amazing feature that you can use those commands to configure your runner as your server as a runner to GitHub Actions. So we need to follow these all the commands. We need to run all these commands into our server, so accordingly we can make our server as a runner and we can connect it. So the first one is we need to create a directory, and we need to jump instead of the directory. So I'm just copy that command and paste it here. I'm running one by one. So now I'm going to download the all the binaries. So it has been downloaded. Now it's time to check the hash. Now it's time to extract it. So I've successfully extracted all the binaries that I have downloaded. If I see this one, this is the binary. Oh, didn't I extract it? Oh, I think I haven't copied that perfectly. So now it has been copied. So this is the binary that we have downloaded, and we are going to extract that binary. And let's wait for a second. So it has successfully extracted. If I do LSO, it has been successfully extracted. And we have all the shell scripting and related few templates and all. Now it's time to configure between our GitHub and the this Ubuntu server with the token, but based on the repository. If you see this one, we have been calling a config.sh file, which resides of instead of our runner itself that we have just extracted. And after that, we have been calling the hyphen URL. This is the URL of my repository. And after that, we have been connecting with the token. So I have been copying everything, heading back to my server and paste it here. So now it is giving some asking for a few steps to be followed. So we need to give those all the steps to the GitHub this respected server. So what are all configuration that we would like to give for this runner. So now it is asking for what kind of group that you would like to add this runner. So we don't have already pre-existed group, so I'm making it as a default. And it is asking for give a name of your runner. So I will say that my hyphen runner is my runner name, and I given now it's asking for label. So it's up to you. Would like to keep the label as your customization as per your naming convention, your organization, or your like your wish, you can use it. Otherwise you can just press enter. So GitHub automatically just give this label to your runner. So self-hosted Linux and your flavor of your Linux, and after that x64 is our architecture. So just press enter, and now it has been asking for work folder. So if you have any custom work folders, you can use it. Otherwise you can specify it, and for my case I don't have any work folders, so just pressing enter. And now we have successfully enabled and the connections, I mean, between GitHub and the Ubuntu. So like this. So if I go back to my console and if I open a new tab of runner, so I can see the runner would be pop up over there, and the state would be offline, that's expected. So this is my runner name and this is the tag, self-hosted, and everything. But the runner is an offline, so we need to run it as a manually. So they have been giving few commands to enable that. So you can, if you can run this command, shell command, so and it will run your runner and make the connections between that. So I'm going to copy it. Why I'm able to copy this? Okay. So if I come here, if I press this, paste it. So now it is going to listen as a runner and is going to connect it to the GitHub. So if I go back and refresh this page, it will say as ideal. Now the successfully connected, and now the runner is in online, so I can execute all my tasks or workflows or pipeline, whatever you call it, from GitHub. But if I just close this, the respective run.sh, which have initiated the manual run. So if I again refresh this page, now my runner went in offline, so I cannot run any task inside of my runner. So that, we need to make a like this GitHub Actions runner as a service instead of your Ubuntu. Then you can make the connections like infinitive whenever till the this server is alive. So for that we just need to pass few we just need to run few files. So that file will take care of creating a service, and it will make a connection between your GitHub and your runner. So for that we need to call this svc.sh. So I'm calling that. So I need to be a sudo user to run that file. Sudo -s. Now I'm going to call that file svc.sh. Okay, so it's saying that there is a usage. So first you need to install that svc.sh file, whatever data is, whatever code is resides, and after that you can start the service. So for that I'll use the same command and I'll as a start. Oh, sorry, install. My bad. I'll pass this command. So now I've successfully created the system link, and this is the path where it has been resides. And my runner as a service. So I have successfully created the install the service. Now it's time to create the service. So for that you can pass the .svc.sh, and after that I'm going to add another command called as a start. So if I press enter, my service has been started in the background. Now I don't need to come here every time and start the let's service in the manual. So if I go back here now, it is now offline. So if I refresh this page, it will pop it as a ideal, which means now it is okay. Now it is available to take all the tasks from GitHub and make executable into the runner and give the logbacks to the GitHub Actions. So this is how you can register your runner to your GitHub Actions, and you can enable all your workflows and pipelines can be done. So I hope it is clear for everybody that my explanation. And if you have any queries, I request you to drop your comments in comment section. And if you like my explanation, again I request you to like, share, subscribe to Code Kamkaji. And thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Bye bye.